Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Ikram bin Ishak and I'm from the IB6C. Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Ikmal bin Ishak. I'm from the IB6C.
My name is Ahmad bin Khairuddin and I'm from the IB6C.
Hi, my name is Fahim Musyrif Baharuddin and I'm from the IB6.
Levi Strauss Co is one of the most iconic denim brands in the world, known for its Levi jeans. With over 160 years of history, the company has grown into a global fashion giant selling not just jeans, but also shirts, jackets, accessories in more than 110 countries. But even a big name like Levi faced challenges, especially during the US and China trade war that started in 2018. The rising tariff and uncertainty in global trade forced the company to rethink how and where it gets product made, which manufactured in China. Levi had to deal with supply chain disruption and in a higher cost. This report looked at how Levi responded to this challenge using the strategic report model, which include industry-based view, how the denim industry changed, resources-based view, how Levi used its strengths like brand and experience, and lastly, institution-based view, how it adapt to new trade rules and global politics. We also explore how Levi's balance global and local strategies, work with partners, and stay competitive during tough times. Lastly, we offer ideas for how companies like Levi's can stay strong in a changing world. The US-China trade war disrupted global supply chains, and Levi Strauss Co was directly affected by tariffs on Chinese goods. To stay competitive, Levi took three key strategic actions. First, Levi did supply chain repositioning. Since China was heavily hit by tariff, Levi shifted its production to countries like Vietnam, Bangladesh, and Cambodia. This reduced exposure to tariff with less than 1% of US products made in China by 2019 compared to 60% in 2017. Second, Levi focused on market repositioning by expanding it to regions less impacted by the trade war, like Asia and Europe. They invested more in digital platforms and directly to consumer sales, allowing stronger customer engagement and less reliance on traditional retail channels. Lastly, Levi applied brand repositioning and corporate diplomacy by opposing protectionist policy and promoting itself as a socially responsible global brand. This helped strengthen its image, especially among younger consumers who care about the value brands.
The US-China trade war changed how global companies compete, especially in the apparel industry. Levi Strauss and Company, Chinese brands, and others had to adapt fast. To understand how we can use the strategic tripod, the industry-based view, resource-based view, and institution-based view. The first one is industry-based view. The trade war caused higher costs and disrupted supply chains. Levi faced expensive tariff on Chinese goods, so it moved production to countries like Vietnam and Bangladesh. These supplies gained more power because many brands were now depending on them. Levi's shift helped it to stay affordable and respond to customers who were looking for cheaper and local products. The second one is resource-based view. Levi's used its strengths like its strong global brand, supply chain skills, and use of eco-friendly material to stand out, moving production to low-cost countries also helped keep prices down. At the same time, Levi invested in digital platforms and sustainable practices while Chinese competitors began to improving their own capabilities to catch up. And lastly is institution-based view. Levi had to follow new trade rules in the US and build good relationships in places like Vietnam. Vietnam offers strong trade agreements and clear laws, but informal business culture also mattered. Levi partnered with local firms who understand how to navigate both the rules and relationships, helping the company succeed in the new environment. In short, Levi adapted to the trade war by using smart strategies across the industry. Its internal strengths and local institutions helping it stay competitive and grow globally.
During the US-Chinese trade war, the apparel industry became extremely competitive. Levi's have to think fast and act smart. We can look at your strategy through two key ideas. The first one is Fin, A fin is when a company made a move to disrupt other. Levi's hinted that it might bring some production back to the US to win political support and put media coverage. But in reality, Levi's keep most of its manufacturing in Asia, where it's cheaper. This smart message helped the company stay in public good book while continue to produce cost effectively overseas. The second one is a trust. A trust is a bold, direct move to beat the competition. While others will struggle with tariffs, Levi's expanding aggressively into Asia and Europe. They're opening flagship stores in major cities like Shanghai, London, and Paris to improve their online shopping experience. This action helped Levi's growth in global market less effective by the trade war. Levi's also moved production away from Chinese, dropping into less than 2% by 2020 and shifted to places like Vietnam and Bangladesh. It helped avoid tariffs and made their supply chain stronger. By using a film to win public and political support and a trust to grow globally and reduce risk, Levi's staying ahead during the trade war. This is a great example of how smart strategy can help companies thrive in uncertain times. This section explains how multinational companies like Levi's responded to tariffs by cooperating with local partners to localize production and diversify supply chain, helping them to stay competitive in the changing trade environment. The first one is localizing production. To avoid tariffs, companies move production to countries like Vietnam and Bangladesh. This requires working with local suppliers, training workers, and ensure quality standards. For Levi's, shifting away from Chinese reduces costs and strengthens ties with local government, offering investment incentives. The second one is supply chain diversification. Firms also spread their sourcing across multiple countries to reduce reliance on one market. Levi's cut sourcing from Chinese to less than 2% by 2020, boosting production in Southeast Asia. This was possible through partnership and investing in supplier development. This cooperative strategy helped the firm reduce tariff impact and stay flexible in volatile global market.
The US-China trade war disrupted global supply chain, especially in the apparel industry. Levi Strauss Company, a global brand based in the US and its local Chinese subsidiary, Levi Strauss China, face these challenges differently based on their market and roles. Levi Strauss Co. In the US faced tariff on Chinese-made product to reduce costs. The company moved production from China to countries like Vietnam, Bangladesh, and India. Instead of raising prices, Levi's absorbed some of the extra costs to protect customer loyalty. The company also used its global resources to invest in digital upgrades and sustainable production methods, showing flexibility and long-term vision. Levi Strauss China. In China, the subsidiary focused on the local market, so US tariff didn't directly affect it. They follow a strategy called In China for China, keeping production and sales within China. They work closely with local suppliers, use platforms like WeChat, Gmail to market and sell online, expanded into smaller cities. Their campaign, especially during events like Single Days, help boost local sales. Next, the key comparison. While the US headquarters responded with global supply chain change, in the Chinese subsidiary focused on local growth and digital engagement. Both strategies worked well for their unique situation, showing how important it is for international companies to stay flexible and to adapt local needs.
In 2025, US households are losing over $2,000 a year on average due to higher price caused by tariffs. These tariffs are also known as slowing down the US economy, with the GDP growth projected to drop by nearly 0.9 percentage point. The apparel industry hit hard, the apparel and footwear sector among the hardest hit. Many US retailers depend on suppliers in China and Southeast Asia. Because of tariff, companies must either raise price or absorb the extra costs, both risky options. As a result, some factories in countries like Vietnam and Bangladesh have seen order cancelled, production cut, and workers laid off. supply chain challenge, tariff and have made supply chain decision more complex, expensive. Some firms are looking to reshore or shift production away from China, but doing so is difficult, costly and slow. Adding to the preserve, the US removed the minimus exemption, which used to allow cheap online purchases from China to enter tariff-free. Now, even low-cost goods face added fees affecting both consumer and e-commerce platforms. To sum it all, tariff in 2025 show how political decisions can ripple through global business. They raise prices, disrupt supply chains, and slow economic growth. Within tension between the US and China still high, businesses must adapt to more fragmented and protectionist global trade environment.
Levi Strauss and Company responded to the US-China trade war with smart and agile strategies. By quickly shifting its supply chain away from China, investing in digital platforms, and expanding into global markets, the company reduced the impact of tariff and global uncertainty. Levi used a clever mix of strategies signaling reshore plans to expand, while actively growing its global presence across its help protect its profit and strengthen its market position. Looking ahead, Levi should continue building supply chain flexibility, embracing digital tools, and adapting into local markets. This move will help the company stay competitive and also resilient in a constantly changing global environment. So that's all from us. Thank you.